You know that kind of situation that starts almost invisibly, right behind the scenes, far from the spotlight, without making much noise, but little by little starts growing, gaining strength and leaving lots of people curious, suspicious, and even a bit anxious. Well, that is exactly what is happening right now behind the scenes at Newcastle United. And look, anyone who follows the club closely knows very well that when things heat up like this, it means something big is definitely on the way. And to make things even more mysterious, the constant back and forth of phone calls, last-minute meetings, and that uncomfortable silence inside the club are making even the most experienced journalists pay very close attention. Nobody is speaking openly, nobody is confirming anything. But you know that old saying, where there is smoke there is fire. Well, that has never felt truer than it does right now at St. James's Park. Something is happening, and it is much bigger than it appears on the surface. By the way, if you are the type of fan who always wants to stay one step ahead, who wants to be the first to know exactly what is going on at Newcastle United, now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button right here on the channel. This way, you will not miss anything that is coming. You will stay right on top of all the behind-the-scenes moves, negotiations, and the hottest rumors that could completely change the direction of our season. Trust me, there is a lot happening right now, and do not think the media has not noticed all of this. On the contrary, the first to report this was Darren Whitcup from Team Talk, a very reliable source when it comes to English football. According to him, there is indeed serious movement going on between Newcastle United and Nottingham Forest, and believe me, the name at the center of this possible deal is a player who has been catching plenty of attention in the Premier League over the last few seasons. But hold on, it is not just a simple transfer attempt. No, the situation is much more serious and complex than it seems, because, according to reliable sources, Newcastle are ready to make a bold move, one of those you do not see every day in English football. And now, yes, it is time to reveal exactly what is happening behind the scenes and why this deal could directly impact our squad for the upcoming season. According to the report published by journalist Darren Whitcup, Newcastle United have reignited their efforts to sign Reigniting Elanga, the Nottingham Forest winger, and it is not the first time Eddie Howe has shown his admiration for the player. The Swedish forward, who joined Forest from Manchester United for £15 million, was one of the key figures in helping Forest secure European football last season. His performances were so impressive that he has become a top priority target for our Newcastle this window. Now, here is the bombshell. To try and unlock this negotiation, Newcastle are willing to offer none other than Harvey Barnes as part of the deal. Yes, that is right, Toon fans. Reports suggest that alongside a transfer fee, Newcastle are prepared to include Barnes in the offer in an attempt to convince Nottingham Forest owner Evangelos Marinakis to release Elanga. And honestly, this is one of those deals that could shake not just the fan bases but the entire Premier League market. And if you have made it this far, it is because you are a true Magpie supporter, someone who does not miss a single piece of breaking news about our club. So go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on the notification bell, because in the next few hours, this deal could have some huge updates and you will hear it first right here on this channel. Let us take a deeper look into the behind the scenes of this proposal. Here is the situation. Newcastle know that Forest will not make things easy. Marinakis has already made it clear that any key player in the squad will only leave for a very high price. And when it comes to Elanga, the asking price is nothing short of hefty. After all, we are talking about a young player, extremely quick, who has adapted perfectly to the Premier League's style and was absolutely vital for Forest last season. On the other hand, Newcastle's board believes that including Harvey Barnes in the deal could be a smart move. Barnes is an extremely talented player, just 27 years old, who managed to score 9 goals and provide 5 assists last season, even while dealing with some injuries. He is a winger with a lot of technical quality, Premier League experience, and someone who, according to Micah Richards back in 2021, is simply incredible at what he does on the pitch. But of course, this swap will not be that simple. Forest know that Elanga is younger, has enormous growth potential, and more importantly, fits perfectly into the playing system they are building for next season, especially with European competitions on the horizon. That is why, even with Barnes included in the proposal, Forest are expected to demand a significant cash amount as part of the deal, and there is more. According to the same report from Team Talk, Barnes' salary is another factor that could weigh heavily in this negotiation. He currently earns around £120,000 per week at Newcastle. That is a considerable figure for Forest's financial structure, and the club would need to think very carefully about whether this investment makes sense, not just from a footballing perspective, but financially as well. By the way, drop your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think this swap would be worth it? Elanga arriving and Barnes leaving, does it make sense for Newcastle? I really want to know what you think, because this is the kind of deal that can seriously divide the fan base. So leave your comment down below and let us discuss it together. Back to the topic. It is important to point out that while Barnes is a more experienced player with consistent numbers, Elanga brings something that Newcastle's squad is sorely lacking right now: pace. The Swedish winger is simply lightning on the pitch. His acceleration, ability to break lines and create chances with sheer speed make him an incredibly valuable asset, especially in the Premier League where the game is both physical and fast-paced. And that is probably the main reason why Eddie Howe is so interested in the player. Howe understands that, to compete at the highest level next season, which is shaping up to be one of the most challenging in recent years, the team needs players who offer exactly that: dynamism, explosiveness and real depth out wide. And Elanga ticks all those boxes. But of course, this deal comes with risks. After all, Barnes, despite not having the perfect season, is a player who has already proven his quality in the Premier League. He is a goal scorer, contributes heavily in the attacking build-up and, more importantly, is a well-established name in English football. Letting him go is not an easy decision, not for the board, not for the coaching staff. From Nottingham Forest's point of view, the situation is also one of caution. The club's hierarchy knows that losing Elanga now would be a huge blow, especially after the fantastic season he has just had. The Swedish star was crucial not just in terms of goals and assists, but also in build-up play, pressing high up the pitch and contributing defensively with great intensity. In other words, he is a complete player within Forest's current tactical setup, and it does not stop there. According to sources close to the club, Forest are already working behind the scenes to ensure that, if Elanga does leave, they will quickly move for a quality replacement. The idea is to not get caught off guard and to keep the squad strong and competitive for the challenges ahead, especially now that European football is on the table. And let me tell you, if you think this negotiation is simple, forget it. There is a real battle happening behind the scenes right now with meetings, counter-offers, financial adjustments, and of course, that typical game of patience that only people in the transfer market truly understand. No one wants to give in easily, and this could drag on for several more days. That is why it is absolutely crucial that you subscribe to this channel right now, because the moment something happens, and trust me, it will, you will hear about it first right here. Our commitment is to bring you everything, straight from the most reliable sources in European football, and to make things even hotter. Some British journalists have already started raising a crucial question that could completely change how this negotiation unfolds. What if Barnes refuses to move to Nottingham Forest? Yes, Toon fans, because even if the clubs agree on the deal, at the end of the day, the final decision is also in the player's hands, and that could become one of the biggest obstacles to this swap going through. From Newcastle's point of view, the situation is clear. The club wants Elanga. They see him as a crucial piece to strengthen the squad, and they are ready to part ways with Barnes if that means securing this signing. But as always in football, it will all come down to many factors. Money, the player's wishes, both clubs' plans, and, believe it or not, even pressure from the fans. So, stay tuned. This transfer saga is far from over, and plot twists could happen at any moment. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell and stay up to date, because here, you are always one step ahead when it comes to Newcastle United, and believe me, there is a lot more to come.